So here is our lab for this week to do IPv6, the in-class lab. This is our network. This is going to be only IPv6 addressing, no IPv4 at all. Notice that the router here is going to be also assigned a local link address, just like that, as the gateway for those devices as well. Okay, so I'm going to be on router 1. There's only one router there. And so I'm going to configure, first I'm going to configure this, this network here, gigabit interface 000, which is attached to PCB. So we first have to go to enable mode and then global configuration mode. Then we need to pull up that interface and configure it. And then we do IPv6, very similar to IPv4 address. And I'm going to copy and paste. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So we want this address. And you should be able to copy and paste from that document into Packet Tracer as well. 64. You have to put the prefix there. So that. If you didn't get an error, that means you did it right. And then I'm also going to apply the local link address to this as well. And here they don't tell you here in this chart, but the local link address for PCB is this right here. So because that's the default gateway. The default gateway is the router here. So I'm going to copy that. And that's done slightly different. And that add is actually address. I'm just doing the shortcut there. And yeah, you don't need a prefix for that. And it's local link. Because local links only, the prefix is always only that first section there. So you don't need to put a prefix there. But you do need to identify it as a link local address at the end there, which is different than when you use the global address there. So we go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to do no shut, or no shutdown is the full command, but you can just do no shut. And in a second here, you should see it. The status should change. It's down, and then it should go back up. Just like that. Now, how do we verify this? I'm going to go to the end here, and I'm going to go. Normally, we do show IP interface brief, and we can look. And this is for IPv4 addresses. And you can see that this is unassigned, right? However, it is up for whatever reason. But the reason it's up, but it's not assigned an IP address, is we want to look at IPv6. Oops, so show, I'm not, sorry, I don't know if you prefer me type in the whole command or not. IPv6 interface brief, but I like doing it like that, right? This is what you need to do for IPv6. So as you see here, this is how you can verify it. Remember, you have to do a lab report. I want to see that these are configured the way they should be. And as we can, this is one way to verify and validate it, is you have your gigabit Ethernet here. Here's my local link set up. It is up. And here is my IPv6 global unique address, which is right there. So then we're going to do the same thing for this interface, right? Because we have to do this side of the router now. So for this PCA network that we're setting up, right, which is on subnet 1, and PCB is on subnet B, or A. Yep, A and A. So that's these two are both on the same subnet. And all of these are on subnet 1. So let's go ahead and set that up. So I need to go in global configuration mode again. I need to go to interface. And again, you can type all the interface if you want. You can actually type out gigabit Ethernet too if you want. But of course, that's long. I'm going to do IPv6 address. Yeah, what is the address? This interface. I'm going to put it right there. Remember the /64 because you got to identify the prefix. Then I'm going to do the local link. Just so it's also good to copy and paste so you don't do any typos. So I encourage you to copy and paste. But then that has to be link local. Get that. Do no shut. And we should see that go on here in a second. We should see it go down and then back up. All right, so it should be up. So let's verify it. If I do end, that takes us back to privilege exec mode. And then I can do my show command, show IPv6, interface brief. And now I can see that both interfaces are up and running. They both, now see how these can be the same, right? Because they're like you said, like private IPv4 addresses. They're the same, right? They don't have to be. It's like 192.168, and this could be 192 because it's private, right? But they should have different globally unique addresses. This is in subnet A. This is in subnet ID 1. And that should be good. So now we should, if I configured my Raspberry Pi correctly, we'll see if we can ping. And then you should be able to ping once you set up your PC as well, because you'll have to do that as well. Let's see if I can actually ping. Should be able to ping my host. So I'm going to go PCA. And not going to have any luck. I'll have to go back and check my Raspberry Pi here. But so you need to enable IPv6 unicast routing. So that's pretty important. So we need to go to global, and I probably should have done this first. So IPv6, and this is in the instructions. I believe it's in the instructions here. We want to do unicast routing. So we'll do that. And now let's see if we can ping. I don't know if that'll change it. Hey, wow, magic. I can ping now. I just forgot my unicast routing. So this turns on, this is basically what turns on IPv6 routing so that it can recognize it, can go from one PC to the other. And now, as you can see, I pinged my Raspberry Pi, which I have on the wall right here, which I did configure with, I did it as PCA with that IP address and that gateway, and I was able to get a reply. It's pretty cool when you can get a ping. So that's the lab essentially. And that is all I have for you guys. So stop the recording.